In this video, we're going to go over how to get the eyes into these eye sockets and how to sculpt up the eyelids around them. So I noticed a mistake that I made in the past video. You see that when I held Control and Shift and I selected the trim rectangle brush, when I sliced off the side of the head, it created this poly group. And you can see your poly groups by turning on your poly frame here. And there's a lot of triangles in here, so it messed up the geometry. So that messed with my subdivision levels. So now I can't have subdivision levels, which is going to be a problem for us. So if you have this issue, I'm going to show you how to fix it. So we can fix this by going to Geometry, going down to Z Remesher, and clicking on Z Remesh. And you can just leave all those settings alone. So when we Z Remesh, it's going to take everything here and recalculate the topology of the mesh here. And it's going to bring it down to about 9,000 points, but that's a good thing. I want it to be lower. So now when I hit Control D to subdivide up, you can see now I have a higher subdivision level again. So if your subdivision levels got messed up and you lost them like that, go to your geometry menu, go down to Z Remesher and just run Z Remesher. And if it gives you too many active points, you can always turn the target poly count down lower. By default, it's set to 5. And that should do the trick, but if you need, you can turn it down lower if you need even lower poly and just run Z Remesher. So let's get into the eyes. So if we look here, there's obviously a lot of fatty tissue like around the eyes, up here on the eyebrows. So we have to go over to Subtool, and we're going to go down to Append, click on Append, and append in a sphere. So if you can't see your sphere at first, it could just be that you have solo mode turned on. Also, I have click to turn solo on and off, which is a preference thing for some people. You can go to Preference and go to Edit and turn on Allow Click to Solo. So what that does is normally you have your solo button over here on the bottom right, which I took mine away because I wanted more space for something else. And I go to Preferences and I turned on Allow Click to Solo. So that means if I click one time, if I left click, it turns solo mode on or off. And for me, I just like that. I like having the shortcut for that. But some people like having the solo button down here in the bottom right. So my preference, I like to just have click to solo on. So you can choose to do that. I appended in this sphere. We're going to hold Alt and click on it to select it. Press W or go into move mode here to bring up your gizmo, and we're just going to scale this down, snap to our side view and move it forward, scale it down. And the size of the eyeball inside of the eye socket is usually, on a human skull, it's usually about there, maybe even a little bit smaller. The eyeballs are actually not that big, but because we want this to be a stylized character, I'm actually going to make the eyes a little bit bigger before putting it back here into the skull. So we have one in place, and now I'm just going to snap to my front view and move this sort of center just so that it's generally in the right place. And you can scale it up or down. Now, right after I do this, I want to go up to Z Plugin, and I want this to mirror over to the other side. So to do that, I'm going to go up to Z Plugin. Where's Subtool Master? Oh, it's because Pure Ref is in the way. I'm going to move my Pure Ref over here. Z Plugin, Subtool Master, and select Mirror, and make sure X axis is selected and hit OK. And it's going to mirror your eyeball over to the other side. Now, make sure that you turn on symmetry by pressing X, and then click this little checkmark icon right here, and it will place your gizmo in the center of each eyeball. And that way when you scale, they scale uniformly. If you have symmetry turned off, they scale kind of weird because it's scaling based on where this 3D gizmo is. So make sure that you have symmetry turned on and that you go to the center here, the masked mesh center button, and it will scale and also move correctly when you have symmetry turned on like this. So we're just going to place our eyes kind of in the center of the eye sockets like that. Also look at the distance here from the side view. If we look at the distance of the front of the eye and the nose of the bridge right here, the bridge of the nose. Oh man, I can't talk today. It's been a long day. Sorry guys. we want to make sure that there is some distance here. So the distance from the front of the eye to here is, or I guess I should say, the distance from the bridge of the nose right here to the inner corner of the eye, which we can't see because the eyeball is in the way. The distance from here to the inner corner of the eye is very close to the distance from this part of the nose out to the tip of the nose. So here to here to here are very similar. So we can use that as kind of a measurement for when we start putting in our eyelids. Here to here is going to be similar to here and here. And these are all just things that you learn over time from looking at reference and hearing from other people and just kind of figuring these things out. So we're going to do something kind of tricky. I'm going to select the eyeballs and I'm going to mask just the top half. Make sure you have symmetry turned on. So with the top half masked, we're going to go over to our subtool menu, scroll all the way down, and at the very bottom is extract. And actually I dragged and dropped my extract button up here because I use this a lot. So extract is very handy. First you want to adjust the thickness. By default it's set to 0.02. We want it to be a little thinner. So maybe 0.002. Hit extract. And it actually pulls and creates a copy of whatever you masked on top of the object. So if you like that thickness, if you move your camera, it's just a preview and it will disappear. So you have to hit extract again to see the preview. That looks okay. It's a little bit thin. Maybe I'll do a little thicker. 0.004, extract. That should be fine. Actually, no, we're going to do this a little thicker. We're going to do 0.01, extract. Okay, that looks better. So a nice thickness to it. And that'll help us sort of shape this whole eye a little better. So if you like the way that it looks, just hit accept. And now you have this nice little extract. So before we go on to doing anything with that, we're going to reselect the sphere. And if we go into solo mode here, we can just see this. So I'm going to hold control and click outside of it to invert the mask. And it'll be like this. And actually, I'm just going to make this mask a little smaller. Like that. That looks okay. Yeah, that should be fine. So there's a little bit of a slit between them. So now we're just going to extract that bottom lid again. Same thickness as the top one. And hit accept. So when we do this, extract creates a subtool out of each of these. So these are now their own subtool, which is really nice because now we can isolate these before merging anything together and make sure that we get the shape of the eyelids correct. So I'm going to clear my mask and go to the bottom eyelids, clear the mask. And I'm going to go to my eyeballs here and clear that mask as well. Make sure you clear your mask so that you don't accidentally mess up your geometry. So go to the top lids, grab our move brush, and let's just sort of look at our reference here because that's going to help us the most, I think. The shape of the eyelids, it's really important that this brow up above sits on top of the eyelid. The eyelid tucks underneath that. So part of our job here is to kind of get this shape correct and make sure that the inner corner of the eye is going to meet correctly here, right in here. And we can hold Alt and switch to the bottom lid. This just gives us so much more control over shaping the eyes. And it looks really weird at first, but I've been using this method for a while and I'm fairly comfortable with it. And it just feels like you get a lot more control. So I'm just going to do it this way and we will get some results here in a minute once we mess around with this enough. So now we're just taking the move brush, pulling these parts around. As a general rule, I'm going to make sure there's a little more space here. The bridge of my nose, the right shape here. Kind of push this in a little bit. Already I can see that my eyes are a little too close together, so I'm actually going to select my eyeballs and move them out just a little bit, and then select the bottom lids, move them out as well. Turn on symmetry, go to unmask mesh center, like that, and move those out a little bit, and the same for the top. Make sure symmetry is on unmasked mesh center, and move that over and down just a little bit. Okay, so there's a little more space here. So as a general rule for eyes, the eyes are about one eyeball distance between, and that's These are a little bit wider, a little bit bigger, and that's okay because this is a stylized character. So like anime characters have big eyes, that's okay. It's okay if the proportions are just a little bit exaggerated or a little bit different for stylized characters. That's kind of the fun of it, is you get to play with the shapes a little more. So now I'm just going to grab the skull and sort of move this out a little bit, and then maybe just move in the bridge of my nose a little bit. So we're just using our move brush and switching back and forth between all these different pieces, trying to get them all into place. And you can use your smooth brush to kind of smooth things out. As a general rule, the inner corner of the eye is lower than the outer corner of the eye. So we want to raise this up a little bit. And bring this inner corner down a little bit. And on the inner corner, there's always this, the eyelid has this little part that comes up right here, just before that corner right there. So it kind of arches up and over and down in this sort of a shape. Just trying to get this as close to right as we can here. And now we can select our skull. We can grab our clay brush and just kind of add into this a little bit, kind of thicken this up. And if we want to go into solo mode, we can see a little bit better what we're doing here actually. So I'm just adding a little bit of thickness to the inside of the eye socket here. Also, with the skull, something that is another general landmark, the upper part of the brow sticks forward just a little tiny bit more than the bottom part of the skull under the eyes. So this part here is a little bit ever so slightly more forward than where the lower lid meets the cheek right here. So that's also another nice little guide. I like to overlap the top lid over the bottom lid because then you can get a nice natural sort of curve like this in that corner right here where the caruncula comes in, or the tear duct for the inner corner of the eye right there. And now for the inner corner of the eye, I'm going to move to sort of like a 3/4 view and grab it and pull it in so that it wraps around this eyeball here, because there's some space in there. I don't want that. We actually want to pull that back just a little bit so that it's wrapping around the eyeball. Same with the bottom lid. Just get it to come into that natural backward sort of position so that it's wrapping around the eyeball. And you want that on both sides. I think what I need to do is I need to merge the eyelids with the main part of my head here. And that's going to just give me a nicer look. But we do it this way first because then the foundation is correct, and then we can go in and tweak it later. So if you want to make any last adjustments, like if you want the eyes to be a little wider open, you can do that now. It feels like 1 step forward is 2 steps back. That's just kind of how it goes sometimes. So far, the proportions of the eyes are looking more on the side of realistic because they're not large character eyes. But we can fix that. If we were to just go to our eyeballs here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to merge. Sorry, I'm going to go to the subtool menu. Subtool, go down to merge, and click merge down. And when I click merge down, it's going to merge these eyeballs down with the subtool that's right below it. So merge down, hit OK. And now the eyelids are merged with the eyeballs, and I want to merge the top eyelids too, so I'm going to select my eyeballs again. Select merge down, hit OK. And now all the eyelids and the eyeballs are all one subtool. The reason that I merged these all together, I'm going to clear my mask, is so that I could scale them all simultaneously. So before I do that, make sure that symmetry is turned on. Go to unmasked mesh center, and then we can move them all around as one piece and scale them as one. So if I want my character's eyes to be bigger, now I have the eyelids in place, and I can make them bigger, I can put the eyes closer together. I can even angle them a little bit up or down, whichever direction I want. Can rotate them in or out. Let's rotate them a little bit. For now, I think that that is okay. And we'll get into refining the shape a little bit more in some of the next videos. But for now, that should do it for how to set up our eyelids. Right, I'll see you in the next video.